Hi everybody, my name is Andrea of MapAdreas.com. Today we are sitting here with Josi Marie.
Hi.
Josi Marie. I always stop myself from saying Josi Moran. I know you get that a lot.
Josi Moran is trying to steal. No. She's doing her thing. Her branding is so on point. Because now when you say Josi Marie, you think that. But no, it's just Josi Marie, and it's short for Josiane. I don't want to go through it. It's a lot. But Josi is short for Josiane. The whole name.
Yeah.
Nio Mutesha, Josiane Marie Claire, and May Mukundwa.
Josiane Marie Claire. I know it's my name, Josiane.
Yeah.
I'm Haitian, so
makes sense. Yeah, the French names. So, yeah. Josi Marie, thanks for having me.
Thank you for allowing me to have you on our platform.
I love it.
So, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. It's been a crazy week, but talking to one of my friends, I told her, I was like, I'm so on the grind, and it's not like I haven't been, but like I've made a conscious decision to grind so hard that I don't want any free time. I don't want any free time right now. So I've been going, and now I'm here, and like I love it. I'm having a good time. This is it. This is the time.
So last week you had your brunch.
I did.
For those of you who don't know, Josi puts her brunch together. Will it be on a monthly mixer, bi-month?
This was the first brunch. So to kind of give more insight about the brunch, it was a digital marketing brunch, social media marketing brunch for entrepreneurs, right? So if you guys don't know, I'm a digital marketing professional, and I've always put together events, as you know, for entrepreneurs, and most of them were like vending events, the hashtag vending mix events. I started those, and I did probably like almost 8 to 10 of them, and I would get a lot of different entrepreneurs together, vendors, and they would display their stuff, and I would do the event marketing for it, and people would come by the day of and like shop, and would have champagne, would have music.
Nice.
Always have to have champagne.
Champagne, of course. Nice.
So I kind of wanted to pull back from those types of events and focus on giving these entrepreneurs more value, right? Because at the end of the day, when I keep doing these events, people start thinking, oh, Josi is an event planner, and I've had people come and say, hey, can you help me plan this event? I'm like, no, I don't plan events for people, but if you need marketing, I got you. So I decided, let me bring some of these people together and have a brunch, have a good time, and do a workshop and present some strategies for them to help them with their social media marketing. Now, it was about like 4 hours, so with food, speaking, kind of workshopping, a break here and there. So, I think social media marketing is something we can talk about for like days.
Right, because honestly, I attended the brunch, and a lot of things you said, and I went to you. I'm like, Josi,
I need you.
I need you in my life right now. I need you. Because a lot of things that you said, it's like you kind of knew, but you put it in a different perspective. And it's kind of like, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of businesses do that.
Especially one of the things that you pointed out the most, and I found that to be very informative, is that you cannot have more than 3 platforms.
I think you can, but you need to focus.
Focus on the 3
platforms. Top. Yeah.
3. Because it's true, because like how Instagram works. Instagram makes it so easy to post on Facebook and Twitter.
Exactly. So if you do that, and it depends what kind of business you are.
Right.
Let's say one of my clients one of the clients that I work on is an olive oil brand, right, from Greece. And for them, posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook, posting on Twitter is not enough. Because so they need to include Pinterest in their mix.
Right.
Because now they can show how you can use, of course you can do this on other platforms too, but a lot of people who are looking up recipes and inspiration for dinner tonight, a lot of them do go also on Pinterest. And if you're pushing content on there as this olive oil brand, you're able to reach more people by showing them, hey, this is how you can use my product in your day-to-day, your day. So I think with a brand like the olive oil, it's a really great space to include in their mix to showcase how people, consumers, can use their product in their day-to-day lives, So, yeah, you have to figure out exactly which platforms work best for your particular brand and business and really do well at it. A business needs to just understand what works best for them and do it well, and then I think once they come from the social media end and deciding what platform is best for them, a good thing to think about is also implementing email marketing, into their mix. Right. So, but that's another thing.
Email marketing is like another monster.
It's a whole other. That's why we didn't touch on it at all.
Because, especially people like, oh, MailChimp, it's so easy to use.
It can be easy. They try to make it easy for people to use, but to get like a good open rate, to understand what a good click-through rate is in your industry, you have to do some research. You have to understand.
Right.
You have to know when is the right time to send. You have to test different subject lines to make sure to see which ones your customers, your mailing list, is responding to. Sometimes you need to create like a workflow. So let's say I have a social media class that's coming up, and I see some people come to my website and say, yeah, I'm interested, but they don't follow through with like signing up. So I need to send those people certain kinds of emails to kind of bring them back. But if somebody signs up, I need to then send them a certain kind of email to like say, thank you for signing up, this is what's coming up. So there are a lot of nuances that come with email marketing. For me as a marketer, it is easy to use the interface of MailChimp, but you do need to, there's a lot of research to go into it.
Like I said, it's a whole nother monster.
It is. It is. Maybe I'll do a brunch focusing on that one.
I think you definitely should very soon.
Yeah.
I'm ready to sign up for it because I need to learn. So tell us about your company.
So Sculpted Creative, if you guys haven't, caught on yet, it's a digital advertising agency that services small to medium-sized businesses, right? So we offer email marketing, social media marketing. You can do SEO, which I'm sure they know what that is. Right. If you don't know, just email me. And we also do creative work, like if a company needs a website, a redesign, or even if they're e-commerce or they're just like an informative site, we can do that for them. And also, did I mention email marketing?
You did.
Yeah, so that's the big monster.
Which is the other monster where it's kind of
that we have to tackle. Yeah, so we offer different services, and so a lot of times I'm finding that I'm spending a lot of time strategizing with clients and trying to figure out exactly how to make their social media look and feel like their brand, or try to create and like make their brand look like how they want other people to perceive it. And then from there, taking it and saying, how do we spread this amazing brand across all digital platforms and make it a cohesive, feel and look. Once we strategize and we figure that out, we get to work.
I definitely have to say, because attending your brunch, I was blown away by your knowledge.
Thank you.
Because, like I said before, like a lot of things that you did mention during the brunch, it's kind of like I had an idea, but it put it more into perspective on how important it is when you have a business to properly market out your business when you are trying to grow your audience.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. A lot of, like, back in the day, and it's so crazy that I'm saying back in the day because it's not that long ago.
Right.
But back in the day, a lot of businesses, what they had is, let's say, their brick and mortar store, a boutique, a restaurant, a tire shop, a car shop, whatever. And they have to put so much energy in it, they still do now, in making sure their store is perfect. Like how they want their potential customers to perceive it. And they do traditional marketing, their flyers, their banners, etc. So when you think about your business, your online presence is that storefront now. 100%.
It's so true because like some companies, some businesses out there, you go to their website, you like, it looks like that. But then you like the person so much that you don't care how the website looks. That you like, I like this person, I'm gonna buy this product.
Yeah, but that's not a lot of people. If you're thinking big, if you're thinking expansion, you can't rely on, oh, my friend knows me, they know my website is a little, dingy right now. You have to think, we have 500 people in Atlanta who I need to reach to buy my jewelry, and they don't know me. And so my first impression is my website. My first impression for them is my Instagram page or my Facebook page.
Right.
And if that does not look good, you've lost them. So it's that important. It's as important as those people who have a boutique. It's that important to be as well put together on social media as it would be if you're in a store.
So who have you worked with? Because I'm pretty sure you have a long list, because at your brunch you had a room full of just people that are just doing it.
Yeah. So
making moves.
So different things. I can tell you people that are clients that I've worked with, and I've signed NDAs. I can't go in.
Of course not.
But so let's talk about the people who came to the brunch.
Right.
I appreciate you guys for coming through. So we had a brand that is Aea Gold Cremas, and they are a Haitian liquor, right? So that's pretty. It tastes so good.
It's cremas.
It's good. It's tasty, and it gets you buzzed. Like, what else do you want?
What else?
What else do you want? So we had a jeweler, Nubian Sensations. We had a singer, and you got to hear her.
Right, amazing.
Her sing.
Amazing.
She was so good. We had someone who does two people who do natural beauty products.
Right.
Like soaps, all organic products for the body, because you have to take care of yourself. We had someone who also does natural products, but it's mostly just for the face. Who else? We had fashion designers.
Right. Yes, you did.
And I wore some of their stuff the next day, and it's like,
oh, really?
Yeah. So we also had a cigar, someone who has a cigar brand, and then we also had a PR, someone who does PR. Right. So it was a lot of people from different areas of business.
Like I said, the room was full of a lot of people that are.
And they're doing it. They're
on the
grind.
They're playing in their field, and it's not like your typical boutique type thing.
Exactly.
People that were actually making moves doing things.
They're making moves, and I've worked with them on my events in the past. And one of them, I actually did their website. I'm working on someone else's website. One of them, I did their logos. So I've done some work with some of them, and other ones I've done I've helped them with events when I was doing the vending events. But other clients that I've worked on as far as digital marketing is concerned, I'll tell you industries. So we've worked with the jewelry industry, like the diamonds, like engagement rings, watches, etc. So marketing, digital marketing in that industry was a lot of fun. You get to look at diamonds all day. It was so much fun.
Girl loves diamonds.
Yes, it was so much fun. So and those retailers were all over the U.S. and some in Canada, so that was cool. I'm currently working on clients, like I just mentioned, the olive oil brand. I'm working with a company that produces sample libraries for composers to put music together for scores for films.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. That's a different way you have to market that, right?
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like you always have to go in, go out. Right now I'm working with a fashion boutique. I actually just onboarded her as a client this past week. Whoop whoop.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're working with a liquor brand. What else? We're working with a restaurant. I'm working with a laundromat. I'm working with a smaller cafe. So my services, and I thank God that I have a little bit of ADD, because I need to be able to focus on many different things at the same time to do good work. And I think that's my strength when it comes to my clients and digital marketing services. So yeah.
So how long have you been working? Because I'm pretty sure, are you doing Sculpted Creative full time, or do you still have your day job?
Good question. So we're out here hustling. We live in New York. You need a full-time job, a side hustle, and sell fish dinners on the side, or vegan dinners. I don't know. Yeah. But so yes, I do work full-time for a marketing agency on Wall Street, but I also have Sculpted Creative. So I do both at the same time, and it's tiring. But if you want something, it's not gonna be easy. You gotta go hard. And I don't expect to ever stop going hard. So it's what else can I do?
So how long have you been working in the digital marketing field?
Yeah. So wow, that's a tricky question, because I feel like I've been doing. Okay, so when I was still in Ohio, because that's where my family lived. That's where I lived for 9 years when we moved to America. I used to always play around with graphics. You know what I mean? I would be at the computer when the computers used to turn up like a car. So you remember
DOS.
Right. So I used to just playing with graphics, editing stuff. That was cool. When I moved to New York, I was studying media arts, And I don't know, I didn't really like it that much. I just wanted to like do shit, you know, all the fucking time. So I started doing other stuff like radio but the whole time I was doing like email marketing, like since 2010, 11, I was doing like email marketing for organizations I would be working with. Right? Yeah, and then I would taught myself how to build websites around like 2011, 2012. Still doing email marketing, but the whole thing like with social media, I was always into it, you know. And then when I moved, during this time I was moving in a lot of places because, you know, we explore. We're Sagittariuses. So, when I came back to New York, I started working at Russet Tavern. I was doing their events. I was the events coordinator. I was in the social media marketing, but also any other things that had to do with their brand, like online, when it came to like Grubhub, when it came to like updating some stuff with their website or coordinating with people who were working on their website. I was doing that. And then from there, so that was like 2014. From there, I started working at agencies in the city. So 14, I've been doing it for quite a while. It's almost, I think, when I started getting paid for it, I would say like about five years. About 5 years. And everything else I was just teaching myself as I went along. And yeah.
One thing I can say from being around you is that you see the passion for this field. It's not something that you do because it's kind of like you're good at it and it's kind of like just to get money. You have a natural passion for it.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know. Like, I think it's got to be passion because I do it full time, but then I'm also building my own. So what I really want to do is take the knowledge that I have in this field and bring it back to smaller businesses who may not have the resources, right? So I don't believe in doing anything in life that you're not passionate about when it comes to your career. Or, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, it's not always as easy for everybody. You have different circumstances in life. But for me, I have this passion where I have to love something before I jump into it. And this is it. And I think my clients get that out of me as well. They get passion. It's not like, you know, I onboard a client and it's like, okay, thanks for the checks, bye. You know, I'm in it to win it with them. I want to see them win. I want to see them succeed. And, you know, you got me as your partner. Yeah.
So, interestingly, along with digital marketing, you did write a book.
I did. She brought that up.
So, tell us about the book because I know it covered your experiences from transitioning from Africa to America in the book, but it covered a lot. And I want to know exactly what inspired you to write the book because the book is
it's something.
Yeah.
So she mentions that, but if you try to look for the book, I took it off the market. It was on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble. You could buy it.
Why did you take it off?
Yeah, so I'll get to that, right? So when I wrote the book, what inspired me to write the book? I was always writing, you know, when I was young. You know, when I felt something, I just used to take my notebook, journal, diary, whatever you call it, and just write, right? So when I moved to New York, I was just going through so much. Like, I moved to New York for $28 when I was 18.
Wow.
And, you know, it wasn't like support from family because it's not a traditional thing for me to do. At 18 years old, moving all the way to New York from Ohio. Like, that wasn't something, I know a lot of people do it, but that wasn't something that in my culture, it wasn't accepted. So,
and what is your culture?
I'm from Rwanda in East Central Africa. So yeah, it wasn't something that's normal for a Rwandese woman, you know, to do that. So I didn't have the support. So I came here and I was
from
grinding.
Africa, your family's definitely like,
very
you want to be an adult, be an adult.
Yeah,
just like that. I'm Haitian, so I know.
Yeah, so it's very similar to, and I've met people who have had similar stories from like Haiti and other Caribbean islands and other African countries. So yeah, I had to grind. So went through a lot of stuff and I was still writing the emotions, and I realized that there was a plug somewhere, like in my creativity, in my process, in my progress in life. And I felt like there was so much that I needed to write about that plug. I needed to just pull it out. So that's why I started writing, and it ended up becoming a book. And then I organized it. And then I did some crowdfunding, you know, like email marketing was involved. to get this money together to publish the book. And I did that. And I talk a lot about Rwanda. I talk about, the little life that I had before Rwanda's genocide in '94. And then I talk about living through the genocide, like the refugee camps, and then moving from country to country in East Africa, and then moving here, and then moving to New York from Ohio, and then like trying to figure it out as a woman, as this African kid who just landed here and trying to figure it out. It was a lot, So I needed to like process it, figure it out, write it out. It was therapeutic for me. Mm-hmm. So when I published the book, I felt like, whew, it's out. It's outside of me now. It's out. And that helped me so much. And so after a few years of it being out, I felt like, okay, I'm done with it being out. Take it back. I did that. So I stopped the sales. I stopped it, from printing, and that was that. People ask me, would you write another one? Would you like put it back on the market? I might, maybe in the future, but I would want to add more to it, because I feel like as you grow older, you're getting old, you get a bit more perspective on life, and maybe when I'm much, much older, a lot of things have happened, and who knows, maybe.
So you lived in Rwanda during the genocide?
Yeah, I was born in Rwanda. My whole family was born in Rwanda, and
I'm pretty sure you living through it as a young girl, and basically your early ages going into this world.
Yeah.
Just being it, living it every day, it was just mind-blowing, like just a war zone basically every day.
It was wild. I mean, but the thing is, when you're in a situation, especially if you don't know anything else, you don't know anything to compare it to. Like, we lived very wealthy family before the genocide, and we were very comfortable. And then when it happened, we lost everything almost overnight, right? So I was like 3, 4. So you're just like, I remember like the night that we had to leave our home. We were in the house that was in Gisenyi, because we had different houses in different areas of Rwanda. Mm-hmm. That's where we were. And a phone call came in around and yes, we had phones. A phone call came in around 2:30, 3 a.m. And I remember I was up in my mom's room. I was so excited because the next day somebody was going to come in and hook up the TV in this house. I was so excited I couldn't sleep. When I'm super excited about something, I don't sleep the night before. Still to this day. Couldn't sleep. So I heard the phone ring. I saw my mom get up and go into the hallway, turn on the light in the hallway, get on the phone, and as soon as she hung up, our life changed. We had to pack anything, go. We haven't been home since.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe I'll put that book back out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Maybe.
That's a story. Where was your father? Was he around?
Yeah, my dad was actually out on business. He was a businessman. So he was traveling and, doing business. He was...
It's good that he wasn't around, though.
I mean, he found us. He found us in the refugee camps.
Did it take him a while to find you?
It did. Because, there were so many different families. And to this day, I'm sure there's so many families that have never connected from that time. So I don't remember exactly how long it was. We were in refugee camps for a while, and then he ended up coming to where the UN had set up, the tents, and everyone was just migrating in one space in a whole herd. I'm sure you've seen the photos on Google, and you see the tents that were set up for us, and that's where we were. And we had to register, and then you go and say, "Is my family here?" And hopefully it's organized enough for you to say, "Hey, let me go through the records. Oh, they're here, or no, they're not. They're in a different area." I can't imagine what my parents were feeling at that time. Of course. That's deep. Yeah. Having children, the family, half of my siblings were separated from us. We didn't know if they were alive. I had 5 brothers. I have 3 sisters.
And you guys were separated?
Yeah. 2 of them weren't born at that time yet. Mm-hmm. My mom was actually pregnant with one of them.
Oh my God.
At the time. So she had him when we were in Zaire, the Republic of Congo. So at that time she was, it was deep. But listen, y'all, what doesn't kill you makes you so much stronger. And that's why I'm so passionate about anything that I do, because so many people didn't have an opportunity to have this beautiful thing we call life. Like being able to get up in the morning and have your breakfast and talk to your friend or check your Instagram, or like these are the little things that we don't even, sometimes we forget that it's a blessing. It's not, we're not worthy of this, so we have to make whatever time we have on this earth really worth it. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing something that you're wasting your life, think about people who don't have a chance and then correct that. And let me be honest with y'all, I've been here for 19 years now in America. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, yes, you get lost in the comforts of America, You forget you're running the water too long when you're trying to cook. The water is running, but you're cutting vegetables. And you forget there was a time where you didn't have water running and you had to go with the buckets to go get water from wherever to bring back home. You forget these things. So sometimes I do have to remind myself, like, hey, check yourself now. Don't forget where you come from.
Well, at your event, I have to say you have amazing energy.
Thank you.
It pulls me in even more because sometimes when you go to certain networking events where there's speakers, and after a while you start looking at your watch, looking at your phone, like, all right then, when are they going to stop? Because I'm ready to go. But it wasn't like that. It was kind of like, it was informative, it was interactive. You had us doing stuff. And your energy, and even the woman that you partnered with, I forgot her name.
Her name is Kelsey Belgrave.
Amazing energy. And very, very knowledgeable, very informative on the information that they did provide to the attendees.
Yeah.
And I keep saying that because I feel like I just got a crash course.
That's not what you were expecting?
It wasn't.
Really?
I was like, let me just go and just
see what it's about.
But
cool.
I left there feeling like I got a crash course on improving my social media.
Good.
I need you and Kelsey in my life. I need you. I need you in my life.
You don't understand what that does for me. You know what I mean? Like, that means so much. Because at the end of the day, if you work hard but you don't give back to somebody, what's it all about? So feeling like understanding, hearing that you got value out of it, like, that makes me so happy. So thank you. So that's I started doing events like that because I'm like, this is, and I actually enjoyed it, So I was like, let me do it. So I had Plump events, and then to take it a step further, I wanted to these entrepreneurs that I was doing events with, I wanted to offer them services. Like, I want them to know that, like, hey, if you need marketing services, I am here. I got you. So I wanted to kind of change the name from events to kind of get out of that event box, and I changed it to Plump Creative. And then, I used to get people in my DM, talking about what's plump. I think it was like a little misleading. The male audience that was not focused on business were like, it was just weird. I needed some crazy rebranding.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Definitely. I mean, hey, you have to start somewhere and grow. I know some people who never take that first step because they don't know the perfect name. Just create something and go do something. Mm-hmm. And you will grow and you will learn as you are, doing that thing.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants perfection, but who started perfect? Who?
Yeah. Nobody's perfect to this day. We're still learning and growing, and maybe Beyonce's perfect.
But she grew from looking at Destiny's Child Beyonce to Beyonce now.
Yeah.
She grew so much.
Exactly.
And you see the growth in her.
But you have to start somewhere. Yeah.
Do you, boo.
Do you. Shout out to Maya.
Oh, yes. Maya. Shameless Maya.
Yes. Do you. I like her.
Yes.
So that's where that plump stuff happened. And then I wanted to rebrand into something that, like, when I have my own office and I have my own, like, a bigger team to work with, and we are actually in an office, or maybe not an office, because I don't know, I like to be free, the beach maybe. But if I was to do something on a bigger scale and I want my name somewhere, like in Times Square, what's it going to be? And I thought Sculpted was perfect. Sculpted Creative Services.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Sculpted. That's it. It's simple. It's fast. It's easy. If you want to dig deep into it, you can read it in different ways. Like I'm very spiritual. I think I have a good connection with the good Lord. So he makes or she makes, whatever you believe, has sculpted us into being these beings, and we're perfect in the way he made us, right? So I mean, I'm not saying I'm a god, but when it comes to my clients, I'm gonna help sculpt them. And when you talk about sculptures, when you're talking about like a sculpture that you see in an art museum or a sculpture that your kid makes, you know, there are processes in this. You know, there are different processes. There's like, I mean, I'm not a sculptor. I'm not going to give you a lesson on that. But there are different processes in how you create this final product, right? Which is your business, your brand. So my services, when it comes to the full-on services, not just social media, people can buy packages based on the process of making a sculpture.
And your packages are reasonable, because I did see them.
Don't tell them. That was the inside package. Don't tell everybody.
It's reasonable. I still think from that, I think it's very reasonable.
Yeah, that's for like the people who do my events or like the inside, you know. So if we get like, you know.
Well, attend her event if you want the inside.
Yeah, I give inside discounts and I'm not gonna start charging people like $2,000 a month when they're just starting. Like, let's be reasonable. Right. Yes, there are clients who will pay that, but it depends on like
the level.
Like, what do you need and how much? What is your cost per acquisition? Like, what are you making per each acquisition? Like, if I'm working with a real estate company and I'm doing their marketing, each like acquisition is making you, I don't know, like $7,000. So yeah, you're gonna pay more for the work that I have to put in to get that for you.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying? So it depends. A lot of the people that I invited for the brunch, they were like a bit smaller brands who are doing it, but they're not like, you know, a brick and mortar business yet. So try to be reasonable and try to understand, like, you know, try to put myself in their shoes. I don't want to like hurt them now. I want to help. So yeah.
So how has this entrepreneurial journey been for you? Because how long has Sculpted Creative been in a full-blown business? So
then let's start with like Plum Creative, Plum Events, Plum Creative. That was like, so that started in October 2015.
Okay.
Right? So 3 years, it's been growing to what it is now. But before that, I was doing radio, I was writing a book. I was like, when I was in Florida, when I was writing the book, I was also doing jewelry on the side, like making jewelry and selling it. So like, and from there, I don't know, I was always doing something. I was always like, I'm like a serial entrepreneur. You know, you try different things. You know, what's an entrepreneur? It's a person who invests a lot of their time and risks money and time to create a business, to create something. So I've always been a doer when it came to these things. I've always been trying. So I can tell you what year it was. Dude, let me take it way back. You ready? Okay. Way back. So in high school, you know the days of MySpace?
Oh, MySpace, yeah.
MySpace. So in high school, I was on MySpace, and I found this guy on MySpace called like Deck Inc. Fashions, right? And he had this great concept. He was an artist. What he would do is get T-shirts, and he would look at, you know, someone's photo and paint it with this like oil acrylic paints. So if you wash it out of a shirt, it'll stay there. Oh, wow. So you can do like a portrait, you can paint anything. He would literally like paint magazine covers on the shirt. I'm like, yo, this is cool. So I asked him to do one for me. And I was like, hey, I have an idea. Why don't you send me one? You know, like the influencer marketing, I've been doing that before. Really? Yeah. So why don't you send me one? I'm going to wear it to school. And mind you, I was going to a private, like Catholic school, so we had uniforms. But out of uniform days, everybody's showing out, right? So send me one. I'm going to wear it to school with my K-Swiss, you know?
Okay, I remember K-Swiss.
Okay, I remember K-Swiss,
yes,
right? So he sent one to me. I remember it was blue. I wore it to school one day. Everybody was like, yo, that's cool. I think it said Josi on it, or I don't know what it said. It was cool. And people were like, oh, what, like, I want one. I'm like, yo, I have a friend who does this. He was in Philly, mind you. So I started taking orders. Okay, what's your name? What do you want on it? What's your T-shirt size? Give me $50. What's your name? So I would send him orders on MySpace. like, hey, this is what I have. And he would send the shirts to me from Philly to Ohio, and I would take them to school and sell them. So I've been doing this. And I don't think my parents knew I was doing that. Or anybody else at home.
You just a hustler.
I don't think they knew that.
It's just in the blood, in the vein.
I can't get it from my parents. They've always been entrepreneurs and hardworking people.
So, but how have the journey has been, especially with Sculpted? Because right now, as you know, the marketing game is starting to become oversaturated.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, everybody's a marketer. Not to down anybody's company, but you know how
totally
it is now.
right. Yeah.
So how is it that you keep yourself relevant and you keep your clients coming to you?
So one thing, you have to be authentic. A lot of people are saying that they're marketers, but show me. What's that? Show me. You know. So you have to be authentic. You have to be real. And I think when you're doing something that doesn't come from the heart or like within, it shows and you lose clients, right? When you're not going above and beyond, it shows and you lose clients. So you are right. The market is being saturated. What I have to do is continue to learn. Because listen, in digital marketing, like today, I could probably check my emails or the people that I subscribe to and see the latest news, and something will have changed already. Which makes it even harder for businesses to keep up because they're busy running their business.
Especially with these algorithms, the social media algorithms.
Yes, exactly. So for me, I have to stay on top of it. I have to keep learning. I have to keep moving. I have to keep learning the newest softwares and processes. This week, I was testing out 3 different softwares. Barely sleeping at night. Testing out. So I have got to work hard. At the end of the day, though, in America, it is becoming very saturated. And you are getting marketers who are in different parts of the world, right? Who are offering the services because the internet has made the world so much smaller. So my strategy is, I will work with the smaller clients that I have now, but in the long run, I want to offer newer market research. So research, because at the end of the day, marketers run off data. We run off analytics. And big companies need analytics in order to keep, performing, in order to show you the ad that they think you will respond to, in order to package that item in the best way that they think you are going to respond to and purchase. They need research. So that's really what's going to pay the bills. Newer market research, understanding how people's brains, respond to different adverts. And one advantage that I have is the fact that I have family all over the world. And I'm from Africa. So one thing that I can do, that I want to do, is add more value to people in Africa. Help people in Africa learn how to, and they're doing it right now too. We're not so far behind now.
Oh, Africa is not far behind.
Come on, Wakanda forever. Did I say that? I did. But no, I want to go to East Africa and help even future marketers, help them understand how to market online. So when I'm not limited to one space, I'm not limited to one idea. I'm open, I'm fluid, I'm learning, and I'm here to do it.
What would you tell somebody inspiring to grow their brand that you wish somebody told you when you were beginning? Because you are not only a marketer, you are a writer, you're a hustler by blood.
Yes.
You have a lot that's naturally embedded in you. What would you tell somebody that is just trying to figure it out and to grow, especially growing their brand right now in this market right now today? Everything you do is getting oversaturated. Even this that I'm doing right now, in its own way, is getting oversaturated. What would you tell somebody trying to figure it out?
Be you. Do your thing. Because we can say it's getting saturated, but what's getting saturated is people doing the same thing. Like people copying people and be yourself.
It's so funny
100%.
You said that. I was listening to this podcast yesterday by Amanda. I forgot her name. You know who I'm talking about. She's a comedian. Amanda Sales. I'm so sorry.
I love your necklace.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry. Thank you.
Please excuse me, Amanda, if I said your name incorrectly, but she has this podcast. It's called Small Doses.
Okay.
And one of the episodes, she mentioned that she was talking about innovators and basically how she she was talking about innovative, and she started talking about, are you copying or are you recreating? The difference between copying, biting, and the difference between recreating. And it was she mentioned exactly what you just said.
I think that's a key because, like, okay, how many perfume lines are out there? You can say it's saturated, but it's a $1 billion industry? Right. How many makeup lines are? We can't say, oh, Kylie Jenner is copying from Rihanna, who's copying from Kylie Jenner, who's copying from whatever. Exactly. Like everybody's copying each other. But at the end of the day, if you figure out what your truly like unique quality is, what your aptitude is, what you're really good at, and focus on it, or hone it in, and put your personality in it, that's what's gonna make you stand out. And another thing, take your audience along for the ride. You know, a lot of times people are not pushing stuff out until it's perfect, or until it's. We're in a time and space right now, especially with digital marketing, where people want to know what you're doing behind the scenes. Like, they don't want to know only how this interview happened. You know, that's why I take photos and I do, you know, my stories, just to let people know, hey, this is what's going on. And when it comes out, it's like, oh, I remember, she told me about this before, you know, on social media. So take people along for the ride while you're building your brand, while you're building your business. Tell them about the hardships that you are experiencing. And that's kind of like embedding your brand in them. You understand? So the next day, when they're going out and they're looking for a marketing company, 5, 6, 7 years from now, and they're seeing ABC strategies, and they're seeing Sculpted, they'll remember that I've taken them on for the ride, and they already kind of have trusted. So you stand out by being authentic and by sharing your story with other people.
That's amazing. That's by far some of the best advice I've heard.
Thanks.
That's really good. Well, everybody, you've heard it from Josi Marie herself. Not Moran. Not Moran. Josi Marie. If they want to follow you, where can they follow you?
Okay, so if you want to connect with me, and I'm always open to connections, and I'm always open to collaborations, just follow me on Instagram at I am Josi Marie. That's I am JOSIMARIE. I promise I won't change it. And from there, you can link to my website. You can email me. You can link to the Sculpted Creative page. But connect with me first, and we can take it from there.
So you've heard it from Josi Marie. Check us out every Tuesday. We are releasing new episodes. And yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're doing your thing, girl. I love it. She is investing in herself. I'm looking at all this equipment around here, and I'm like, wow, how long did it take you to do this? A lot of people talk about doing things. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna. She's doing it, and I'm so glad to be in your company.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
High five. Love it.
Check us out every Tuesday, new episodes. My name is Andrea of MacAdres.com. I just sat with Josi Marie, and see you next time.
Bye.
Ay, I work hard, pray hard, pay dues. Ay, I transform with pressure, I'm hands-on with effort. I failed twice before, my bounce back was special. Let downs will get you, and the critics will test you. But the strongest survive, another scar may bless you. I don't give up,
don't give up,
no,
don't give up, no,
nah.
don't give up, I won't give up.